I think the SG said it really well this week. We came into UNGA Week with a classic reminder of when you see a climate catastrophe hit a country that's already fragile, that's already facing political crisis, i.e. I'm talking about Libya. And he said it was a snapshot of the state of our world. And what a tragedy to see that a country that is already navigating a very political, sort of polarizing situation then sees a tsunami of other sort of man-made disasters and other natural disasters befall on it as well. We're coming out of the world beyond Ukraine. In fact, Ukraine, to a certain extent, has exacerbated a number of those trend lines that we were seeing. Ukraine accompanied the climate crisis that we were facing. Ukraine accompanied coming out of COVID that we were facing as well. So it further exposed what we already knew was there. And then you already see countries, whether it's Lebanon, facing state collapse with inflation, food insecurity, lack of governance. You see Sri Lanka, debt crisis, bad political governance, and you overlay that with countries that are already facing difficult trend lines, with a multilateral system that is shaky, that is fragile, that is already stretched to its capacity, not able to deal with what people call a tsunami or polycrisis of issues as well. So beyond, Ukraine, beyond this geopolitical challenges that we're seeing, are those classic phenomena around countries that are already suffering from significant downturn, countries that already lack resources, lack the ability to adapt, and you're asking them to think about climate adaptation. Countries that are already facing economic shocks, you ask them to also then absorb the consequences and the fallout from Ukraine, issues around sanctions, for example. Countries that are already facing shortages in terms of access to resourcing, you're asking them also to deal with the new seismic changes in the international system. So it's an unfortunate time. The trends are going in the wrong direction. The ability for the system to respond to that is becoming weaker, and the ability also for those countries that are suffering to address those issues also becoming quite stressed as well. So you add all that together, it's a real tsunami of issues that we're having to grapple with today.